welcome to all our SABC News viewers. We are still live at Nkantolo village, and I can tell you that things have moved up a notch a little bit. People are continuing to stream in, and of course in front of me, it's such a pity that you can't see them at the moment. We are seeing some Sotho women dressed in their colorful dresses, and of course that trademark blanket of the Sothos. They are also walking into this event to witness what will be happening here, and I'm going to ask our cameraman to pan a little bit to the right so we can show you these women as they are entering this event. And I can tell you that the program is set to start at around 11 o'clock, but the hall is beginning to fill up a little bit as people want to ensure that they are part of this historic event. And of course, as promised, we do have this senior ANC official, and of course in government for over 20 years, and he's someone that has worked very, very closely with OR Tambo. We'll reflect a little bit on their experience together and their times together, and then of course we'll project on what perhaps lessons that the movement can learn from OR Tambo as we move forward. And his name is Jeff Radebe, the minister in the presidency, and of course also a candidate in the running to be the president of the movement come December. Say a very good morning to you. Tell me about your times with OR Tambo.
Good morning to you and all your viewers of Morning Live. I'm glad to be here. It's very cold. We're all doing it for OR Tambo, our legend.
Indeed we are. Your times with OR Tambo, I understand that he's someone that you've had some interactions with.
Yeah, well, I first met him as a young man in 1977 as a radio journalist for Radio Freedom. As you know, at that time, Radio Freedom and the whole communications information department fell under the office of the president. He came across to me as a very humble man, a very erudite leader who was listening to everything that people said, and they were very humbled that we are celebrating this 100th anniversary of the icon of the liberation struggle, a man who put his life so that you and me must be free in South Africa today.
And some analysts say, even questioning that, are we perhaps doing it enough to honor this man who has led this movement for such a long time under such a trying circumstances? And of course, do you think we are doing that?
Well, that's why the president decided that we need to honor him in this 100th year of his birth if he will still be alive. I do believe that we're not doing enough, but as an ANC government, we're trying now to ensure that we elevate the status of OR Tambo, because he, together with Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, and all those generation of the Youth League of 1944 are the real architects of our constitutional democracy. If you look at the history of OR Tambo, from these humble beginnings of Nkantolo here in Bizana to rise into the upper echelons of the ANC, a man who has been revered not only by South Africans but the world over. I think we need to put his torch very high in the echelons of our organization and the movement as a whole.
Social justice and of course the respect for everyone is something that was said to have been very, very close to his heart. What more do we still need to do in order to ensure that that legacy lives on, and what he espoused to we are able to achieve?
Well, he fought for ordinary people in South Africa. That is why, over and above celebrating the life and times of OR Tambo, we need some concrete projects that people can be able to see that the struggle was what he laid down his life for. That is why there are a lot of projects here in the Eastern Cape, in particular here in Nkantolo. The Radebe Dam that has been opened by the Minister of Water and Sanitation. There's more than 100 million rand that is being lined out in order to ensure that there's water reticulation in this area. The houses that have been built by the ANC government, more than 1,000 houses, and the electrification that has benefited almost 266,000 people in this area. So these are some of the legacy projects that we want to see. And also too, the intensification of the Guardian of Remembrance. But more than that, we need to ensure that we need to live into the standard that OR Tambo laid down his life for, so that we can create a better life for the people of South Africa as a whole.
wouldn't have spoken about, we can't complete speaking about Unathi Tambo without touching on the ANC. And of course, we remember that in 1990, upon the unbanning of the ANC, he made a statement that I've watched over this organization for years, and I hand it back to you bigger and better than it was. Look after this organization. As we're heading towards December, and of course, cracks are beginning to show, of course, on the lead up to conferences of this nature, I would expect that, but unity is something that is being said time and time again. What ought to be done in order to achieve that unity, not only now, but most importantly, post the elective Congress that we are heading up to?
Well, as you know, unity is the foundation stone upon which the ANC was founded. Even the founding fathers and mothers, like Pixlika Sam, preach on this issue of unity. That's why more than ever before, we need to close ranks as the ANC in this quest for unity of the people of South Africa. The alliance, that is why we're happy that the alliance met yesterday in order to iron out all these issues that confront the organization. But above all, we need to ensure that we re-energize this key mechanism of national liberation, especially now in this phase that we need complete economic emancipation of the people of South Africa. Our branches are talking one language, that we need a united front as the organization, so that all those negative tendencies that have crept into the organization must be eliminated. But it is the duty and responsibility of each and every member of the organization of the ANC to do just that.
All right, in that crucial meeting yesterday, do you think we are beginning to find each other? The movement is beginning to find each other in terms of mending those cracks?
Well, we have not yet received the reports of what happened in that council yesterday, but looking in the pictures on television last night and the joviality that characterized that, I do believe that the first building blocks are being laid in order to ensure that we close ranks in this organization. But I think the unity of purpose is of critical importance, especially on economic matters, so that all these basic problems that our people are confronted with, of unemployment, of poverty and inequality, can be eliminated by ensuring that we stay the course of this second phase of our transition towards a national democratic society characterized by this rigorous and radical socio-economic transformation.
That was the Minister in the Presidency, Unathi Jeff Radebe. With that, it's a wrap from us. It's back to you in Auckland Park.